Yet again, it's time to show some love for a smaller club, which means we're going to take a trip to Turkey for Adana Demirspor. Adana Demirspor were founded in 1940, and like many sporting clubs around Europe and the rest of the world, they also compete in other sports. They're based in the city of Adana, which is in an area in southern Turkey known as Cilicia, which, as you can see, is down by the Mediterranean near the border with Syria. So I wanted to grab this kit because Adana Demirspor are back in the Turkish Super League for the first time in almost a decade. The things I like about this kit, which is their away one, is the badge itself is very shiny and very durable. On top of that, it's a New Balance kit. I don't have a lot of those, so it was nice to check out. And I'll tell you about them in a second, but they signed one of my favorite players of all time this last season. Here are 3 key things about Adana Demirspor. They were the first club to play in the top flight in 1960 that wasn't from one of the 3 biggest cities in the country, Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir. Demirspor are a working class club because they were founded by workers from the National Railway Company in Turkey. It gives them a very passionate support, and of the couple games I was able to watch them in this season, their stadium is loud and raucous, and it is always getting their back as a 12th man. And finally, the Blue Lightnings, which is their nickname, are supported by left-leaning fans, which makes them very similar to the German club St. Pauli and their fan base. In their first season back in the Super League, they actually hung around very close right to the end for the European spots, just missing out, and I expect they're going to stick around in the top half of the table next season. Demirspor shelled out for a couple well-known names in Turkish football upon being promoted this last season. First, they took Yunus Belhanda from Galatasaray. He's a well-known Moroccan international player. Second, they nabbed Congolese striker Britt Asombalanga, who banged in a lot of goals for them during the season. And finally, let's talk about the player I mentioned that I really love that's part of their club. That man being Mario Balotelli, who drew my attention to the club in the first place. In the final game of the season, he knocked in 5 goals, including this one, which I consider to be a good contender for the Puskás Award for Worldwide Most Beautiful Goal of the Year. So that's your rundown on Adana Demirspor of Turkey.